Yo, what's going on, Money? How's it going? Money? Oh, there you are.
I have an echo because I didn't mute my stream on YouTube.
Oh, you
So now-
fool.
Oh,
I do.
I see you
like
put a. I see you put a question in the live chat about
Yeah.
someone trying and failing miserably.
I didn't realize it was so hard to read a Kiwi Farms thread.
Right?
Maybe I don't give myself enough
Alright.
credit for all the reading I do.
You should. You should. God, that was a nightmare. Oof. Oof. Like, even if someone like me who knows what's been going on, like, and has been keeping up, you know, and talking about the Rikita Lost shit, I couldn't understand what the purpose of that live stream was. I could not. I just could not.
I honestly, I was kind of happy to see Erin move on to talk about something else, and really hoped she would have something valuable to say about this, because I think it is a valuable conversation to have. And I gotta say, if your line is the sand is you can't condemn somebody for having their children testing positive for cocaine, I don't know what moral ground you even try to stand on at all for anything else.
Yeah, right. She was going on about, like, I can understand, but I can't understand. Like,
I'm not judging.
father.
Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome back to Don't Feck Friday. Don't Feck Friday. Don't Feck Friday.
It's going to be fun.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dumb Fact Friday. I'm Chesh. This is Manya, and this is our Friday show where we talk about whatever the fuck comes across our purview. I guess I don't know. Do you see John being a dipshit?
Oh my god, now he's resort to racism. And I'm just like, what the fuck is your problem?
John Hamill, who has been featured on this show one or two times, a couple of times. Not like I don't think we talk about him excessively, but he's been featured a couple of times. He was live tweeting about crime being in your genes, part of your DNA.
What the fuck is that? Oh yeah, there's nothing like systematic about that. Yeah, no.
Very
It's not like
funny.
the systems that are in place. They have not been changed for like decades or centuries, and they're based on the same, you know, biases. Nah. Far out.
Nah, fam.
Athens asked a question in the live chat, Chesh. Would you like to answer to that? What about Veda's agreement
What about it?
that I think so it was you're gonna lay off her for a while? I think so you have laid off her for a while, and we are at the end of it because you said at least a month.
I believe
And
I
I
said
think so
at
we're
least
done.
a month, and it was the 16th of September when I made that agreement, and it is now the 11th of October.
So that's not bad at all, actually. It's total 4 weeks, actually, in total. So that's what a month is. So here we are. So gloves are now off. So yeah,
Well,
I just don't get
you know,
it.
we'll
Why
see.
are you sympathizing with someone, a parent? I get it that it could be a difficult position to be in as a parent who is addicted to substances, but to endanger your child and you're not understanding the depth of it and trying to say that you don't blame them, or you understand or don't understand, or you know beat about the bush about it. It's really, really sad to see that. Like, I get it, you were attempting to move away from your bullshit, like other Katie Joy bullshit, but it was piss poor, man. It was very, very badly done.
The thing that I don't understand about it is not like that she did a bad job, and it's not that she had this opinion. It's that if you didn't have an opinion, or you didn't think that you could commentate on it, why did you start a stream in the first place? Like, I understand also doing like doing like a research stream or whatever, that's fine. Like, oh, I don't know what's going on, I'm gonna do this and do that. But if you can't make decisions like that, what, like, I just don't understand. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. It was very disjointed. Her internet gave up on her twice. and she didn't know how to figure that out. I don't get it how someone who has been using StreamYards and internet for so long doesn't know how to figure out the internet. I'm so surprised.
I don't think he
Like-
was pinning it on genetics as in race. Hector was making a joke about pinning it on men because 12-1 men are in prison.
Yeah. And it's not like men are punished
It,
more harshly than
it
women.
was like a side joke. I spun that one and said, "Well, actually, it's chemical because testosterone.
It's
Testosterone's
yeah,
a
so,
hell of a
like,
drug."
I watched. Yeah, and if I'm not wrong, Chesh, what website was Erin using for her
Kiwi
her
Farms.
stream? Oh, welcome to Kiwi Farms, Erin. I hope you have fun.
So we got a couple of things to look at today. John Hamill's a goofy
Yep.
goober, so we're not going to talk about him too long. I just thought I'd point that out because we talked about him before, and I thought that was pretty funny. I do not foresee Erin having a very good time on Kiwi Farms if she decides to exist there for any length of time. Lol cow that she is. But I got some funny stuff. Do you guys
Oh.
want to see it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Boom. Okay, so check this out. This guy is Walter
okay.
Masterson. I don't know if you've ever watched him before. He's a funny guy. He goes to like conventions and goes to like
Oh, okay.
the moms against books or whatever, and like kind of trolls around and like does interviews and asks questions and stuff. So
Oh,
he
okay,
had this. He had
understood.
Yeah, he had this to say about John McEntee and Trump. So this is a little bit related to Project 2025, if you couldn't tell from the cookie he is holding.
The cookie. It's very low.
But then he tweeted. So Trump said he's never heard of Project 2025, but then he tweets out that he's almost done implementing the entire wish list of the authors of Project 2025. Got it.
Yep, that tweet is still up. Donald Trump tweeted that in 2018, and it's still up today.
So I'm gonna read out the tweet just so for anybody who's like watching and wants to, or is just listening and can't see it. It says Donald Trump
There's
tweeted
Wally.
02/28/2018 and said the Heritage Foundation has just stated that 64% of the Trump agenda is already done, faster than even Ronald Reagan. Quote, "We're blown away," said Thomas Binion of Heritage. President Trump, quote, "is very active, very conservative, and very effective. Huge volume and ellipses." So yeah, that is Trump in 2018 acknowledging that he does in fact know what Project 2025 is, knows who the Heritage Foundation is, and is in fact pushing their agenda. So, for anybody saying he wasn't,
Yeah.
2018, and it's still up today. The plan is to stack the federal government with Trump loyalists. Now, if you don't believe me, you can believe Date Right's John McEntee.
Work for the Heritage Foundation on their Project 2025, which is in charge of staffing the next administration should Trump win. So in the last year of the administration, last year in the White House, I ran the personnel office, which is in charge of like hiring and firing 4,000 political appointees in the executive branch, anything from like the Secretary of Defense to like a scheduler. So we're kind of like thinking ahead, like if Trump wins in November, who are good people to get in, giving him like a team that's all rowing in the same direction to like really hit the ground running. Because, when you have a candidate that like Trump that's a little more outside the box, you need people that agree with him.
So what you just saw was John McEntee in his real voice explaining that Project 2025
Real
is
voice.
specifically for when Trump gets back into office. For all of you people saying, "Oh, Trump said he's never heard of it," either Trump's lying or Date Right is lying. You decide, America.
I thought that was funny. Get yourself caught in a catch-22, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, you have to be dumb. You have to be a dope.
I think so with Trump, it's always like whatever helps him get out of a sticky situation, in the moment he'll say it. So
Sure.
he praised the Heritage Foundation because it was beneficial for him at that time. Now, I don't know about it. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is like proper criminal behavior. Oh, look who poked his wee little head out.
Am I in your way, Puck? Gotta get a ball.
Oh, oh, interesting. Nice, nice, nice.
Did you get one? Get it. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Go on, get the ball. I'm tangled.
Uh-oh.
There. Now I am untangled. I'm stuck. Help. Ah.
Ah!
There we go. Go ahead, get the ball.
Like, Mom, it's too far. No, it's not actually. Oh,
It
there
is
he
not
goes.
too far. Did you get one?
You got it, you got it.
Ah,
get
good
it.
boy. Yeah, he got one. Huh. My chair is too big. My chair is too chair. My chair is too much a woman, probably, allegedly. What is a woman? Probably a chair.
Yeah,
They're
what is a
basically,
woman?
they're
Oh,
basically
are
the
we-
same
Are we
thing.
going to talk about that Twitter thread? Are we going to talk about that? The
Which one? The chair one or your one?
My one.
Yeah, yeah, I'll go grab that one. You have anything else to say about this Project 2025 thing?
I've heard you read it, right? If you wanna,
Yeah.
if you want like a podcast kind of like, or a, you know,
If
online
you want
book kind of
to,
reading,
if you
can
want to
go to
suffer
Chesh's
together.
channel. Yeah, you can go to Chesh's channel. She has got a playlist. She has read it out in her beautiful, wonderful voice.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and discussed like some things about like why it's weird or why it's like not practical and why it's dangerous at the same time. So yeah, go ahead and watch that. And I agree with Chesh on a lot of points there. That one, it's vague as fuck, and it's giving a lot of room for exploitation with no fail-safes. So that's what my opinion is.
Whoops. I think that there's like an additional thing with Project 2025 that he left out of his little blurb there, which I think it's fine that he left that out, because I think that Project 2025 is a lot more than just trying to fill Congress, like sorry, not Congress, to just stack the government with the American government with Trump yes men. I think it's a little bit more nefarious than that. But I think just for his short video, that made sense. I think it's a lot more problematic than just that. I think it's basically about dismantling any program that actually benefits people and is more about, like, instilling a dictatorship. But, you know, whatever. Here's the tweet Manya was talking about. Somebody had retweeted, said, Celia. Celia, by the way, is hilarious if you're not familiar with Celia. This is the woman who did the, no, it's not, is it? No. She's not the woman who did the measuring one, right?
No, I don't.
No,
think
that's somebody else.
Yeah,
She's...
Can you scroll up? Can you scroll up? Scroll up. Scroll up. No, that's not her.
Okay, somebody else then. So she had said, because I am one, Mary Kate, I know because I am. This isn't really that hard. You know, I know because I am is kind of a very philosophically complicated statement, but that's not what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Mary Kate said,
was-
if it was so easy, answer the question, what is a woman? Well, friendos, what do you guys think in the chat? What is a woman, guys? Go ahead, Mon, you want to read your tweet?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, so I replied with a basic definition that I perceived as, you know, what is a woman? Because, yeah, I identify as a woman, if I might dare say. So I said a woman is a term that society has historically assigned to a certain group of humans, often with the expectation of specific roles, particularly related to reproduction. However, in modern times, as women increasingly have the freedom to choose whether or not they wish to reproduce, the term can no longer be strictly defined by that role. I should have added that because there are women who cannot reproduce due to a lot of reasons because of, you know, natural reasons due to like
being an
hysterectomies or-
unlikable bitch.
and that too. So the word cannot be used to, you know, strictly define that role specifically in society. So it's becoming, you could say, diluted. So that was what my response was. And someone came in, and they tried to use a lot of strawmans and a lot of like, you know, stupid like non-analogies, and I was just like, why are you confusing yourself so much? I don't get it. So this guy cluster trumped, you know, surprising, right? and said they came in and said dogs used to be hunting animals. On your logic, modern dogs with different social roles are no longer dogs, and in fact, dogs can be humans and vice versa. I don't know why you're switching. My thing was you're switching between species.
I think they were trying to use that as like a one-to-one, but it doesn't really work because like a job isn't necessarily a social role, right? A social role is the role you play within a group and a society, not like the job you literally do. Unless we're going to define like childbearing as a job, which we don't as a society, we don't do that, so it doesn't really work.
Again, he's saying that dog used to be hunting animals. So what he's done is he has baited and switched.
Well, dogs are still used for hunting as well, so that's silly anyway.
So what he did was he baited and switched. Animals is a very broad category.
Mm-hmm.
You can't switch between species just because you want to, because different species have different social structures.
Humans,
we know that.
Most omnivorous and carnivorous animals still hunt, including
most
humans.
Social. Yeah, and dogs used to be hunting. You can say that there were dogs who used to be used for hunting, and now modern dogs don't.
Modern dogs do.
They do. But if we go by the definition, or by your logic, modern dogs are no longer hunting animals. You could say that actually, based on their logic. But to say that the dogs are no longer dogs, that's you are now denying. It's kind of saying that a person saying that they are no longer a woman and they identify as a man, they're no longer human.
So
that's what you're trying to say, and that's not what.
It's a dog whistle is what you're getting at. Yeah.
Yes, it's
dog whistling. This is a matter of saying that dogs were ever solely hunting animals, which is not entirely the case, right? It's already imposing an axiom that it isn't logical and doesn't make sense, because the axiom requires the assumption that dogs were ever at one point only ever hunting animals, and wolves were not considered dogs. So you can't go into wolves and consider them dogs. This would also only work if one type of or species or one dog category was ever only a hunting dog and only ever could do that thing, which is just not how it works. It's not how social species work. It's not even how it would work amongst dogs. So, like, it's not like only German Shepherds can be police dogs. They tend to be the majority of, but that doesn't mean that's the only thing that German Shepherds can do, nor is it only ever exclusively German Shepherds 100% of the time. That's why these types of definitions in a societal sense do not work. It's like trying to take a scientific definition for like fruits and vegetables and then applying it to cooking, and suddenly you're trying to make a tomato-based fruit salad. Like, that's not cooking, like, try to take, like, a sandwich and define a sandwich. And it's in a way that excludes anything that is not 100% a sandwich. It doesn't exist, right?
So, I don't know what Todd and Jessica Johnson are trying to say, but Jessica Johnson, do you think intersex is a different sex? And then Todd is like, I think it's a deformation or mutation of one of the original sexes. Jessica Jones like that. Okay, was asking Todd because he put them into a separate category.
So, I mean, if you want, I could bring somebody who's intersex on and we can talk about it.
Yeah, that would be a better way to go about it.
Yeah, I could see if Jen's Little Corner is interested in coming on and chatting with us about it, because I think they'd be able to give a way better explanation than I could. Right?
Yeah.
So you can't use... So this is one of the fun ones, right? Because we see women equals adult human female. That doesn't work. And the reason that doesn't work is because female and woman in this scenario are interchangeable. You're saying a woman is just an adult human woman. Like, that doesn't... it doesn't work.
That doesn't do it. Woman is a tag that's been identified by societal roles. Majority-wise. And female is also kind of... The thing is that because the biology, now we have realized that the biology is complex, you can't just box people in like broad categories, because it is a disservice to them, because then if they need any service, for example, medical care, you are then you might end up denying them that specific medical care that they might need depending on their biological composition. So that's why when people say, oh, separating humans into men and women makes it easier. Yeah, it makes it easier to, to provide medical care, but it is a disservice because then you can dismiss people when they need, proper medical care. For example, women's pain tolerances.
Mm-hmm.
It's not taken seriously ever. If women say that they're in pain, they are neglected, they're ignored, they're not helped.
Which is also ironically hilarious because women's tolerance for pain tends to be higher, generally speaking.
But if a woman says that she's in pain, usually the medical community, they take it as, no, you can tolerate more, actually. I made that decision for you. So that's why it's very, very, in my opinion, it's very, very, it's a disservice if you, put people in such broad categories and just box them in. Medical care should be very specific according to an individual's biological needs and structure and composition. That's what it should be.
Well, and it's not like there's only two options, right? Like the amount of liberties taken by doctors at birth is pretty extensive and kind of absurd, in my opinion. Like the amount of like just snipping and cutting and like, that looks like that's not gonna form. Let's just get rid of that. It's like you can just do that later. Let's just do that later.
So just cruising from the live chat said female is equal to someone capable of bearing young and or produce eggs that can be fertilized by male sperm. A lot of women can't. There are many women who cannot bear young and produce eggs either, and that can't be fertilized by male sperm, so they are not female. Are they someone else? Something else? And give birth to said young. Yeah. So if a woman cannot give birth, she's not a female.
Does a C-section count? Because, like, a C-section means that you is a lot of the time, I shouldn't say a lot of the time. C-section means you're not giving birth through the canal, through, like, the standard means.
Vaginal means.
Yeah, so we cut you open and pop it out. If you had a C-section because you couldn't pass the baby like it's a fucking kidney stone, does that mean you weren't able to give birth? Therefore, you are not a woman, even though you had a child and they just were C-section removed? Like, this is what I mean. These definitions are not real definitions regardless. Women, man, they're not scientific definitions that define a very, very specific axiom or category. They are a social construct. It's just like, what is a cake? What is lasagna? what is a cake? If a cake is made up...
is a cake.
Is a donut a cake? Well, the other thing is lasagna a cake? Just with different, like, just with, it's layered, it's got carbs in it, it's got icing, which is just cheese.
Yeah, I think so. That's the problem. It's a straw man. It's a deflection.
The period pain simulators are so fucking funny. I really, really, really want to see a show. This needs to happen. I would love to see this as like a YouTube channel. Yeah. If anybody out there can please make this, make a show where top tier male athletes have to do their routines with the period simulators on. It would be like, so funny. They don't have to be like Olympic athletes, but it would be very funny. I want to watch a bunch of football players all on April Fools, like take two football teams, make them play against each other, but all of the people on the field are wearing period cramp simulators. That would make me watch football.
The time I've played state and national level football while on periods, yeah. That's
so funny.
So the thing is that according to me, we are going backwards. Like, we are going the other way. We should be going the opposite way. And the definition does not matter at all. The problem is that people are confused because the definitions are changing, becoming broader, and are not becoming, people don't like to be put in those boxes anymore, and they're like, fuck that. Right? And it's causing a confusion. I get it. But still, there's a way to figure it out.
Triceratops makes a really good point, too. And, like, so the research goes woman and man, and now very occasionally trans, which is inconsistently defined when it comes to medical research. And I'll put you one further. Actually, what it has is hundreds of years of men, a little bit of women, and now a little bit even smaller of trans. So like women and
Trans people,
trans,
yeah.
like people who are biologically women, when it comes to like how you're defining it in this like with this generalization, we're in the same boat.
You're all in the same boat. Yeah.
We're in the same boat.
And,
But people don't want us to be in the same boat. That's why there's such like a very heftily right-wing leaning, very heftily male, like older male leaning to shit on trans women. Because one, they don't like the way trans women talk to them because they brought up with that male mentality. They got that in there. They got
That
that
attitude.
They got that
That's why
attitude.
I love it.
I
I
love
love
it.
it when trans women come into that discussion and they're like, yeah, bitch, what's up?
Oh my god. Mwah. Oh. Mwah.
I love it.
And then on top
Just
of it, you
love
get
it.
that, and like they don't like that, and they really don't like the idea that women are gonna start being that way in totality. They want women to be very demure, very quiet. We don't want you to talk to us the way we talk to you. And, like, you have no
so
idea the
much of the
number of
fact-
men that get mad at me because I match their tone, and like it escalates as if I'm speaking up here when all I've done was match them.
Oh, we remember that, right? Someone who said that they're going to turn you into someone who will end up drinking from a straw from a hospital bed, isn't it? We have seen that happening. You
Why?
just
Because
said
I
to
told
that
him he was a
person-
liar.
Yeah. And it's like they couldn't handle it. Oh my god, I still remember that. And what
Busted.
does someone Steve does? He gets them on his show as soon as Chesh moves on.
Poor
It's
form.
like rose before hose, I guess. So, and I guess they didn't know what to say, so they were like, "Lol, careful now. There's some biology involved in the sexes." And I was like, I don't care I don't know why people care so much about who a woman is. I would rather focus on healthcare based on each individual's human's needs. If someone wants to transition or identify as women or as a woman, I have no business telling them otherwise and will respect their choice. It's not hard to adapt.
It's really
It's
not.
not that hard to adapt.
Yeah, it's just an excuse. It's an excuse to put people in boxes,
This
to pit
is-
people against each other, to help make it easier to oppress those groups, because those groups would
is the
outnumber
same
them if they worked together.
This is the same thing that happened during the women's suffrage. Men and society being resisting to change. Right? Women couldn't own bank accounts before. They couldn't earn. They were not allowed to earn. They were not considered for certain jobs also, and are still not considered for certain jobs to this day because of they are quote unquote women. It's that same resistance to societal change. It's that same uncertainty, fear of the unknown, and the fear of how to navigate that. I get it. It's not easy. Change is not easy, but that doesn't mean that you deny someone else's identity and existence. Trans people do not deny their biology. They don't. That's why they identify how they identify as, so that they can get proper care accordingly. No one in the trans community does that. They don't deny their biology at all. It's just about identity. Biology and identity are two different things. We have to remember that.
That's an interesting term from Just Cruising. They said, no, they're
Okay.
still female. They're intended to bear young. What intended by what?
That's a role.
Where's-
So that's a
Well,
role.
no. Where's the role coming from, though? Right?
Yeah,
Like, if you're
intended. Who
saying
said-
there's an intention
Yeah, that's a role.
based on what?
What? Based on what? Let's hear it. Listen, I
Like-
get it. We are trying to help you think about this. We are trying to think you process this.
Well, I'm thinking about it. I want to know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm
why
not even saying they're wrong. I'm just not sure where the intention is coming from.
Yeah, Jessica Johnson is asking from the live chat, what about females that aren't born with the ability to do all those things? So they're not intended, right? If they're not born with those ability, they're not intended to produce and reproduce. Then what?
It's just like, well, one of the examples, it's like, oh, well, some people are born with one leg that they should have two. Yeah, but that's not an intention for a role in society. Unless you're going to say,
Yeah.
well, if you have two legs, as long as you're born with two legs, you're intended to be a runner. Well, tell that to the Paralympics, right? Like that's not gonna fly
Yeah.
either. So it literally doesn't matter. It's weird. It's like how we gender baby stuff. Like why is any of this gendered?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
It doesn't matter at all, man. It doesn't. And then people come and say, what do you identify as? I'm like, as a woman. How do you know? Well, I've been treated like that since I was born. So you ask the society, oh, why were you treated? I don't know. Ask the society. It's just like, uh. And they're like, people care because, again, see, this is what the thing is. That's what Chesh was talking about over here. Cluster Trump is saying people care because women's hard-won rights in law and policy are destroyed when women is defined to include men. And I said, I disagree. As I said above, it actually benefits women because you have now a whole new generation of, being identified, a generation that take no shit. They're like, oh, hell no. And people don't like it. They were there before too. They were there. They were denied their identity and they lived in secrecy and died in secrecy of heartbreak, of diseases, and and stigma and
If-
discrimination.
If
Now
a
they're getting
human
recognition.
if a human was born with more than 2 legs, then yes, it
Yeah.
would mean the number of legs that a human could be born with increases to more than 2. And that you say this like we don't grow toes and feet off of people's knees in the medical field.
People don't have extra thumbs.
We've
Okay, what
literally
about-
we've literally had people who are amputees from here to here, and we've grafted another foot here so we can put a leg on top of it. Like we do this kind of shit all the fucking time. People are born with extra fingers. People are born with extra all kinds of extra shit all the time. There's a thing
Guys.
where you can get teeth growing in clumps of hair growing in weird spots inside of your body. Like we're not that straightforward. Biology's sticky.
People get penises grafted for themselves because they're not happy with what they have, or because of they can't perform to the best of their abilities mentally and physically because of what's going on with their with that part of the body. That's get regrafted and put in a different way. So I don't get it.
Well, we don't call it
What about
weird
humans?
if people are born with no legs. We don't call it weird that other people are born with 2,
Yeah.
right? We call
I
Right?
just say I will say, yeah. Todd is like, so you consider yourself a gender? I'm just like, I get periods and I've got breasts and I have to make sure I don't get assaulted because of that. That's what my worry is every day actually. I don't give a shit what I'm called. Man, woman, dude, dudess, I don't care. Dudas, no, I don't care. And that's the thing. That community was there. They were not recognized. And now they're recognized. The number of resources are same, the number of people are the same. It's just that one category has shifted and the other category has shrunk a bit. The resources are same.
well, and the thing is these people have always existed. It's just whether or not they've been
Yes,
acknowledged.
that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah.
So-
that's all it is. Do not deny their identity. They don't
Doodad.
deny their biology.
Somebody's been
Yeah.
reading The Legend of Drizzt. There's a character
So, yeah, so
named
think
Pickle.
about it.
There's a character named Pickle in The Legend of Drizzt, and he is a dwarf, but he is the one and only singular druid dwarf. There are no other druid dwarves because dwarves deal with rocks and they just don't tend to deal with forests and nature and animals too much. So he's got a green beard and he is almost nonverbal. And anytime somebody's like, "Who are you?" he says, "Doodad." He points to himself and calls himself Doodad. I
So adorable.
fucking love Pickle. I love Pickle so much.
So- Just Cruising says it's a science based on the fact we are intended to have 2 legs and 2 arms.
Again, I'm back to where did you get intended from?
Intended is a very, very that word. I will disagree on that, Just Cruising. Science has defined humans. And definitions change over time. There was an era when black Africans were not considered humans.
Well, if a person grew a 3rd leg and it was fully functional and had some kind of thing in their hip that
Twins.
allowed them to have 3 legs, right? So conjoined twins where they have 3 functional legs.
twins.
Would you consider them not human?
Twins with 1 body and 2 heads. What do you think?
Yeah, people can be born with 2 heads.
Again,
fully
we have
functional.
we have been put into certain categories, yes, to be able to be studied. Yes, I get it. Again, nobody is denying the biology. We are again confusing
The
biology
only denying
with identity.
Well, and the only denial of biology here is saying humans can't grow or are only ever intended to have two legs, when that's obviously not the case. One, there's no intentionality. There's no, like, evolved to definitively do this every single time. That's just not how evolution works. Evolution lets you do all kinds of things and broadens out the capabilities of biology because biology is not binary. Biology does not care about what your average is. Biology literally, like, evolution does not give a shit if the majority of humans have one thing, but this human is more successful and they got a mutation from this general average, then this human is going to, this is now the standard regardless of however many there are of them, because this one is more successful than these ones. So there is no intentionality of having more to legs. Because, I mean, realistically, what's the difference between legs and arms? The difference between their limbs. So, actually, humans have 4.
Again, just cruising. As I'm saying, we are still bipedal. Yes, we are bipedal, but we don't deny someone their humanity because they were born with 2 heads as twins or with 3 legs, right? We don't deny their humanity. We still say they are humans, so why can't we do that same with the trans people?
We didn't always,
It's as
actually.
simple as that.
They used to be part of things called freak shows.
Yes, exactly.
And they were not considered human.
Black Africans were not considered humans. They were put in zoos in cages for display.
And by saying that these people
has
having more
changed.
melatonin in their genetics doesn't suddenly mean that they are... We're not denying biology to call them human or to treat them fairly. Same thing applies.
Yeah. Alex Markle Mania, society would beg to differ historically, huh?
That's what I said.
Or what?
They're expanding on what I had said. We don't treat them as humans.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Got it. Sorry, my man. Sorry.
Again, it's not a denial of biology to say there's more than 2 options. It's an acceptance of biology to say that societally, we ought to not only accept this, but expect this to be happening. That's how it works.
So, yeah.
I said, as an
good way to
artist
put it.
and absolutely not a scientist in any way.
We hang around people.
Don't listen to me. Go watch Dapper Dino's channel. Go watch Jackson Wheat's channel. They talk about evolution all the time, and you know what they're going to talk about? They're going to talk about the generals, and then they will say there is exceptions for every type of thing. One thing won't become another thing. The dog isn't going to become a human because it walks on 2 legs. Right? That's not going to suddenly make the dog a human, because we do not
There are
identify.
dogs with 2 legs, and they walk while standing up. There are dogs.
And they're not suddenly humans, because we use more than one thing to identify both biologically and socially. So a mom does not have to be the person who birthed you, for example.
Yeah.
Right?
What about kids? What about women who adopt kids? Are they mothers or are they not mothers? Or were they intended to be mothers or were they not intended to be mothers?
They're just, right. They're arbitrary lines. So if a woman is like, well, you were intended to do this, but you can't do this, fuck your purpose in life, I guess. Like, the connotations with this are so
just
bad.
chosen from the live chat. But all that requires human intervention. Yes, it's not how it was intended from the nature side. Actually, from the nature side, they exist. People with 3 legs exist. From nature's side, people with 2 heads exist.
Adoption is not
whether we deny that or their humanity or not.
There's also like a crosstalk here when it comes to nature and social, right? Okay, so humans are naturally social animals. We are social creatures, right? We get along in societies. One of the main reasons we were so successful as a species and as dominant we are as a species is because we are social, because we build societies. So adoption and gay people are part of that society and always have been, because you are not identified by a job that you do. not having sex with a woman as a man did not suddenly get you kicked out of society, because you were still useful to society beyond breeding purposes, because breeding isn't the only thing a society needs to thrive. So gay people, trans people, women who could have kids, women who didn't have kids, women who were more like burly, men who were more twinky, all had roles in society that they played, regardless of whether or not they could fulfill certain jobs that were generally fulfilled by their born intention, if you want to call it that. Because you can't say nature intends this thing. You can't say nature intends this thing when our societal pressures are a part of evolution.
So, yeah, again, just cruising. I would not consider them non-human. They're an anomaly for fuck's sake, but they're still part of that nature. Anomaly or not doesn't matter. As just said, nature doesn't give a fuck of what you perceive it as, an anomaly or not.
What happens when there's an
nature
anomaly? Well, let's put it this way. What happens when there's an anomaly in physics? We have to rework physics.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Not the other way around.
Yeah. Also, let's do a thought experiment, yeah? Just cruising. If you were in a time where people said that black African Americans or black Africans are not human, because the nature intended so, because they have more melatonin and their facial features are very close to some other species of animals. That's nature, according to those times. That's what nature intended was.
Well, that's
it was what humans thought that nature intended was.
It's
humans.
Pareidolia and humans.
Yeah.
Putting their own spin on in their
nature does not intend anything.
Their interpretation.
Nature does not intend anything. Nature doesn't have it doesn't have an intent. That's the problem. When you start assigning intent, you're assigning your own intent on nature. That's what's happening. I never claimed they're not human. No. Yeah, no. I don't think so anyone's saying that. We are just saying it's a thought experiment. That's what we are saying. That at one point, certain individuals in our society, they were not considered humans. And that's the same thing we are doing. We are denying them their humanity just cause. You know.
If nature's intent, that doesn't mean we should do what nature intends. That's also another good point. Just because this is something that nature intended does not... We are beyond that. We don't have to just kowtow to that regardless.
Probably go back to the jungles. We should just go back to the jungles and live there, right? Because that's what nature intended for us. So...
Yeah, why are we in houses?
Yeah, why are we here? Why are we streaming?
Why are ants allowed to change nature around them and be completely destructive, but even though they're just the destruction that ants do still actually contributes to their ecosystem?
Look over my honey bottle. Do you know that? So anyone in the live chat that's trying to say that Just Cruisin' is claiming that they're not human, please don't do that. That's not what we're saying. It's a thought experiment.
Yeah.
That's what we are doing. So chill the fuck down, calm your tits down, everyone. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, Just Cruisin' is not bad people.
It's not.
We're just taking their comment and like greatly expounding upon it. We don't mean to pick on you. I'm sorry if it came off that way.
No.
All right.
It's like, you know, those are the questions that generally come up when people don't know how to.
Well, it's also like a really interesting conversation. I find it to be a very interesting conversation because there's lots of ways to sort of like work around it and lots of different approaches, and I think people end up actually talking past each other a lot of the time because there are so many ways to approach the conversation. The only thing that I would say to keep in mind going forward, so that way we can move on, is understand that the way humans have interpreted nature or biology is not necessarily correct. And if you find an anomaly in any field of science, that field of science has to make changes to allow that anomaly to exist. And within the framework, because the framework is descriptive. Because the framework is descriptive. The framework is descriptive, not prescriptive. Right? So if I define a male and female by chromosomes, right, and I say if you have these chromosomes, you're this, and you have these chromosomes, you're this, and then a third type of chromosome combination pops up, I don't say, no, my science says this, so you have to change. you go, okay, well, then there's this, and there's this. Where does
Hi,
this fit
welcome.
within this
That's what she
scenario?
said. And Rez
Right,
from the
yeah.
live chat said the whole
Welcome
nature
to party.
intended X is just a big odd fallacy. Yeah. Hi Rez,
Maybe.
how you doing?
Maybe. All right, so let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah, let's move on. Good
But
conversation.
it's
Good
also
times.
I'm sorry, but it's a little bit in the same kind of vein.
Oh no.
So this guy
Oh,
said, "Ask, be her leader." Check
Oh my
mark.
God.
Build intimacy and
Not having
authority in your
identity
marriage.
crisis.
Father of 7 fired for offensive patriarchy lecture, ending feminism one family at a time. Ask me anything about
God.
marriage. I'm 38 Catholic and have a stay-at-home wife and 7 kids. I was fired for a lecture on patriarchy. I now help men improve intimacy and authority in their marriages. I believe that every marriage problem ultimately boils down to a masculinity problem.
All that talk we just had. I was fired for a lecture on patriarchy. Is that the athlete guy who was like on the podium on some like in some fucking college graduation like telling
No, I think
women
that
off?
I think that was a football player.
Okay, he's not. Okay, cool. So he's someone else.
That face,
What the
though.
fuck? He got something done somewhere. Where? I don't know. Something. 7 kids, 100 LB deadlift. The fact that you have to showcase these aspects in your life indicates so much insecurity. That's what I said. As soon as I be her leader, I was just like, oh my god, the insecurity. I love family and lifting. You okay with that?
Do like that the idea of like 7 kids, stay-at-home wife, 7 kids is a humble brag. Like, I get being proud
not a
of your
humble brag.
accomplishments, but it's not really
In this
your
economy?
It's not your accomplishment that your wife was able to have 7 kids. It's your fault. It's her accomplishment. Right. It's your fault.
It's her resistance to like your stupidity, if I might dare say. That's what I said. I was like the insecurity. Oh my god! And it's the whole thing about like, you know, having kids and stuff. Again, how insecure are you? But there was something.
No, this right here, this face. This is gender affirming care. That's what that is.
Ah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you know, people get, you know, their breasts reduced, you know, or enlarged. I thought, you know, penises replaced, extended, blah blah blah. You know.
So I want to see some of the questions. So like some of the questions are just trolling him, right? Like, why do you look like that?
My parents deal with it. Your wife deals with it. Yeah, I know. Also, you should add prolific sodomy advocate in your bio. That will really help people discern what you're about. Not take your marriage advice. Oh my god.
Fact, the church permits oral foreplay. When has the church ever permitted oral sodomy?
You are not Catholic enough, my guy. You're never Catholic enough.
Oh my god. Moral theology. So sodomy only counts if it's guy on guy, I guess.
Oh, really? It's not female on female? Gotcha.
I guess so. I guess girls are good. We're allowed to do whatever we want.
Girls are good. Yay, let's go.
How should a husband, somebody asked a legit question, oh my god. How should a husband approach / help his wife's sensitivity and natural insecurities?
A husband should patiently ask questions to find out the root of his wife's anxieties. Mark Smith, what genius advice there, dipshit. This is so mundane. Like, what questions? What questions, dude?
And
Tell us,
like,
what
once
questions?
you find the answer, what are you supposed to do? Like, this is so not helpful.
This is so random and vague.
Moral theology, not oral theology. Although I might be interested in oral theology. We can maybe look that up later. Is it possible to be a good husband if you're not a Christian? What does good mean if you don't believe in God? Oh no!
Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. You can't be good without God.
We can't.
You're never Catholic enough, dude. Never pious.
Not even atheists can't have objective meaning, value, or purpose.
Brilliant. By doing that, you know, that I'm a Catholic and blah blah blah, he has reduced his like clientele by what? Half?
So this is like a really big theological way to not answer the question by him saying no. He's dog whistling no. That no, you cannot be a good Catholic, or you cannot be a good Christian or you cannot be a good husband if you're not a Christian, which means if you're not abusing your wife or having like dominance over your wife, you're a bad husband. Which is wacky. That's a wacky statement.
Yeah. What do you mean by masculinity problem? Lack of leadership skills usually. How is that the leadership skills are exclusively for masculinity? What about leadership skills that women have?
Women don't have leadership skills, Manya. That's something that society forced on you. That's not something you're naturally supposed to be doing, Manya. You're only a prolific professional in your field who knows what they're doing. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I should listen to John Hamill, shouldn't I? White old male telling me, you know, that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah. The husband has to lead in all areas. Loading the dishwasher?
Yes! I love this. Yes, let's go, baby. I love this.
The comment section, this dude just gets roasted, man. Like, absolutely roasted. Folding fitted sheets, question mark.
Oh, that's too much. That's asking too much, in my opinion.
Hello, what would your advice be if a husband who is chronically sick and unable to do much? There's always plenty you can do. The most important is providing and protecting is spiritual. What? That's not advice. Bro, that's a very real question, right? What would your advice be for a husband who is chronically sick and unable to do much? There's always plenty you can do. The most important providing and protecting is spiritual. That doesn't say anything. That's a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, I've gotten better fortune cookies than that.
Yeah.
Like, he asked you, what can you do? Not, are there things I can do? Like, obviously, what the fuck? What kind of non-answer is this? I feel like I want to, this makes me want to write a book that's like, I've pulled up all the greatest questions that have ever been asked, and I have given you an entire book filled with non-answers. The greatest life advice you've ever gotten. What is the meaning of life? I don't know. Life is very meaningful. There is purpose in it.
Avoid getting assaulted, I guess, for having breasts, I guess, you know.
What the fuck, Manya? You're in a mood today.
Sorry. Yeah. My cat has put me in a mood today. He's constantly asking for food.
I wanted to show you this because there's really cute snails.
Oh, really? Oh.
Look at their nom and look at their little grabby hands and their little
Nom,
goobers
nom,
going
nom,
like
nom, nom, nom,
nom.
Nom 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 nom. Meaning of life is puck, yes.
One chonk snail and two baby snails to clear our palates off of that nonsense. Aren't they cute?
They're so cute. Nom 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 nom.
I love it.
Oh god.
Is this how a goblin eats?
Yep. Yes.
Maybe.
Oh god, this is adorable. And it's so funny, the smaller ones have finished their pile and they're now going for the bigger ones pile. Did you notice that?
Yeah. And we're sharing. And I was just like, I'm just gonna eat this whole snail real quick. They're hugging and sharing and definitely not eating each other. I don't know what you're talking about. Isn't that so cute?
They just finished their shit. They finished their shit and then they went after the bigger ones too.
So I do have this thing that Alice posted that Wolf wrote because I just want to read it out loud because I think it's funny. But before we do that, I want to show you this really weird Elon Musk thing. So I'm gonna play it without the audio. Just watch. Just watch watch his body. Don't read the subtitles. Can I turn them off?
Where's Jax? Jax, observe.
Just watch him.
Jax, observe.
Look at him. He's so fucking. His shoulders.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Why does he look like he's dressed as Dr. Evil, but he's wearing black instead of gray? Look at this little wiggle he does at the end. This looks like Sam Riegel from Critical Role pretending to be Elon Musk.
Oh god, no. Oh god, he's a robot. Even robots don't do that, man.
He's too fluid. He's too fluid.
Yeah. I
Looks
just
like
love,
he's on
his
an
head
upper.
Just, his head just goes like boom. That's what it goes like. Look.
He looks like Gru from Despicable Me. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh god, just too much ego. I don't know. You see.
All right, let's listen to what he actually says.
To
Oh,
anyone
God,
I've
no.
offended, I just want to say I reinvented electric cars and I'm sending people to Mars in a
No,
rocket
you
ship.
didn't. You're not.
Oh, those are two lies right in a row.
Yeah.
His weird little laugh. Listen.
I've seen people on meth move around like that. There's no.
Did you think I was also going to be a chill, normal dude?
What the fuck is that? Is that an act? Is this all an act? Like this is like method acting or something? Because
Method
because
acting
he's,
of
like, trying to
what?
presenting himself as a weirdo because people think he's a weirdo.
You think he's just being a weirdo on purpose to be like, oh, you think I was gonna be a
Yeah.
chill,
Did you
normal
think
dude?
I was also going to be a chill, normal
Yeah.
dude?
It's kind of like it's almost like a pale imitation of when somebody says something and I go, what? What are you talking about?
Nani?
It's so weird.
It's weird as fuck. So he lied. He has not reinvented electric cars. Shut the fuck up, buddy. Your cars are killing people. And
Yep.
he said, I'm sending people to Mars. Are you saying you've already sent some people and you're sending more?
Oops.
No?
Hold on. What did he say?
Then you should have said that. Just go.
I'm
electric
sending
cars,
people
and
to
I'm
Mars
Sending.
on a rocket
So it's
ship.
like it sounds like he already sent some and he's sending more. No, you should have said I am trying to send people to Mars.
Well, it doesn't sound like as much as like a kickback because this is supposed to be like ha, gotcha, haters.
Gotcha.
I'm so cool.
Haters.
Look at the stuff that I definitely did that he never did. Like, to anybody I've offended. You say that like that excuses racism or transphobia or the way you treat your literal family
Nazism.
members. Like your
White
own
supremacists.
like your own kids. Right? Like,
Mm.
what do you mean? And it's also super
I'm
downplaying
weird.
it as
alone.
being like you literally get people killed and you're downplaying it as being offended. You've stole like the dude has ostensibly stolen hundreds of thousands of dollars from in like infrastructure costs for like selling
Yeah.
and then ghosting companies or sorry ghosting cities on his like hyperloop scam, right?
Yep.
He's stolen from Cards Against Humanity. Like, straight up just stole their land. His
Yeah,
inflection
he's
is even
destroyed it.
weird. Yeah.
Straight up destroyed a piece of property. All cause I wanna.
I have
He's
saved
a
up.
spoiled brat.
I have saved up the conversation of Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson. It's like an hour and a half long.
Oh yes. Oh
I
yes.
don't know how I feel about it, to be honest.
He named the robot Optimus. That's blasphemy.
Oh yeah, the
Fucking
the robot that really slowly pours drinks. All right, would you rather have a drink made by the robot or would you rather have a drink made by Aaron? I would pick the robot because at least the
Robot.
robot's gonna get like consistently like not gonna make me something fucking disgusting.
Yeah, the portion's correct.
The
The
yeah.
ingredients correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not Erin. She's gonna put fucking cotton candy and sugar in it. Ugh.
Rat poison.
Oh, what?
How do I feel about his announcement on the robo-taxi and the van? Do you guys remember that when he first presented the Tesla car, that it was going to be, when you weren't driving it, you were going to be able to rent it out as like an auto taxi, as a way to get like extra money? Yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's the same thing. Where's your
Can
ball
you
go?
just finish one project?
Yeah,
you
start
finish
with
one
one.
project
Just
before
one
you, like,
would be good.
Jumps on fucking another one.
No,
This
not
is the
even
same
once.
shit. God.
You're still choosing the bear? Oh yeah, we're back to the bear. Back to choosing the bear.
Yep. The bear.
I like that this is titled Great Gorb summons his gorblings to assist in his gluttonous schemes.
Gluttonous.
Alright, so let's read through this, just because I want- No, Stinky. I'm gonna read through this, and this will be the last thing we do. Just because I like reading Wolf out loud, because I don't think people understand how, like, actually insane he is until you read it out loud. Are you ready?
Okay, let's get. No, I'm never ready. Let's try this. Let's do this.
I'll zoom it in a little bit so it's easier to... Can I just open
I
this in a
did
new
not
tab?
put an alarm for 8 a.m. Where the fuck did you come from? Okay.
Can I... Ugh, it's such like a brick. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna
Yeah.
get. Thank you to everyone who came out. Went longer than we needed, but we had a lot to say and will next week. And it was all done calmly. I hope I spoke privileged enough for them POS clowns. Bracket, they won't understand me since they don't speak intelligent black. Yeah, mocking I saw your little comment make... Sorry. Yeah, mocking I saw your little comment making that reference and unveiling her stank, end bracket. But y'all go ahead and cry over things you don't understand. Paper tiger thin motherfucker, I'm just gonna say motherfuckers,
Yeah.
is just who you are. You are clowns. We are not. You are not like us. And that is because you choose to be POS motherfuckers. Tough times reveal who people real are. When shit got tough in this community, you all cracked, you all pussied out, period. You all pussied out, period. Standing up for what was right was too tough for you. Even with all your sorry effing privilege, you still bent the knee. That's weaker than weak.
And we. Okay.
You
So it's
should-
the other way around. Okay.
So-
They got stronger. That's what he means.
Yes.
They got stronger.
You chose to you choose to serve/submit, then fight for the right thing. My people never want to be in shackles again. You did it willingly. Never think you are better than us. We never think we are better than you. We just are! ! Take it up with God, done the mad at us, but you will. Now go ahead and act like you can't understand me. One day you will overstand me. Ellipses. Anyway, thanks to all that came out. New people, you are very welcome, and we love Sorry, I have to say that correctly. New people, you are very welcome, and we love having you. Wolves, much love, y'all already know. We will ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. Friends that ain't family but still stand up for right. Thank yo for being ellipses. See you all next week for reading Clown Tweets number 7. Topic should be revealed Monday, no later than Tuesday. Sorry, than today.
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 Evening. See y'all then. Hashtag Lady Wolves, hashtag Den Family, hashtag Zero Fucks, hashtag Them Clowns, hashtag Wolf News Network, ellipses, sprinkles, ellipses, keep crying, bitches, wolf emoji. Yeah,
When you
yo.
have to say, go around saying that I'm not the clown, you're the clown. Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just gonna leave it there. And you
this
have
is
to explicitly say it again and again and again and again in every stream of yours. And then you have to say it again and again that you are better than us.
I
Again
like
and
this.
again.
One
I'm just gonna
day,
leave it there.
one day
You're
you,
overstanding.
comma, you will overstand me, ellipses. I think that's my favorite takeaway from this. I also
We
like this other
understand you,
bit
dude.
here.
You're an insecure little bitch. That's what you are. We
I
understand
also
you.
really like this other part where he says that he makes it very clear to us that whatever stream this was under or was talking about, he was very calmly.
Calmly.
I don't know what I'm supposed to understand from this tweet or this message. I'm not gonna lie.
This is full of insecurity, and he's just a little bitch. That's what he is. Insecure
You're
little
asking
bitch.
me for a translation, bro? I don't know. Most of the commas in
can't be
here are
translated.
like space comma next line or no spaces at all.
The thing that he's saying that they don't speak intelligent black. Are you
Yikes.
black, Wolf, or are you Cherokee, like you said before on your Twitter profile, or are
Meaning,
you
be
have
mixed.
multiple in? Yeah, this like, what is intelligent black? What the fuck is that? Are you saying slang? I could understand. And you do not speak intelligent blank, please. We have discussions with people.
I feel like I read something. This reads as very intelligent to me.
Yeah, very intelligent, so intelligent. Oh my
All right.
goodness.
I will translate this. I'm gonna translate this real quick. Thanks,
Good
everybody.
check.
All right. I got you. I got this. Hold on.
No.
No, I got this. All right.
Uh,
Thanks everyone for coming out. We went a little longer than we needed to, but there was a lot to say, and next week, and we'll keep talking about it next week. I know things got a little bit heated, but I think we were pretty calm compared to what we were actually talking about. Hopefully, like, my privilege didn't come across in ways that it shouldn't have. And talking about these people are assholes, so it's going to be a little bit of a rough time. I know this person made like an untowards comment towards me about this, and I saw that, but I'm not really gonna talk about this one right now, but I just want to acknowledge that that did happen. But go ahead and be upset. I know you don't really understand what I'm saying. It's all a little bit too complicated for you, and you're a little bit too fragile for you clowns to be able to actually understand. There were people in this community that when things got tough, people were actually there for each other when it really, really mattered. But the rest of these people all just pussied out, and they're really just not part of this community anymore, and all they want to do is tear other people down. Thank you so much for being the people who fought for the right thing. Me and my people and my friends will never be in shackles again, unlike you people who have chosen to, instead of standing up for what is right, pussy out when things got tough and end up submitting yourselves to greater masters who are just ultimately shitty people. I get that some of you don't really understand what I'm saying, but one day you will, because it's going to happen to you, and then you're way gonna over-understand what I'm saying, and that's gonna be too bad for you, and that's gonna suck. I tried to warn you. Love you so much for you, if you've been here for a while, and if you're new, thank you so much for tuning in and sitting through that. I know it was a bit much, but we're gonna be back next week reading clown tweets. Except take all the insecurity and ramp it to 1 billion.
I'll just describe this whole thing. I'll translate this whole thing. I will just translate it into one term. Paradox of loyalty, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it looks like. That's all I'm gonna say. Paradox of loyalty. If you don't know that, Google it, you'll find out. It's basically people who will forgive each other of all the discretions, irregardless of their personal ethics and integrity. They'd suspend their personal ethics and integrity just because they're friends with someone, and in turn end up, encouraging their friends to do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know what's difficult to do? To stand up to your friends and say you're wrong. Sit the fuck down. That's what it is. Pussies are not pussies. They are not pussies for telling you, dude, you're wrong. You're a pussy if you don't tell your friend and just become a yes man. You have surrounded Wolf yourself around, you have yes men and women around you. That's what it is. And that's what you're trying to justify and you're insecure about because you know it. Did I read him right? I think so, I did.
Yeah, the thing is I can usually parse what he's trying to get across at the very least, but it's not usually what he's actually saying, and he's not usually saying it in a productive way. He's usually just saying it in the most destructive way possible.
So Intrigue Feline is like, how many times do I tell you all that you're wrong, Manyas? Eh? How are
Oh,
we
like all the time.
What? Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, we are. Yeah, that's nothing new. You'll have to
It's
keep
okay
telling
to be
us, I
wrong.
guess. Keep telling us.
I like that Rose said to not to sane wash Wolf.
Sane wash.
I'm
I
sorry.
love that. I was just like, I almost like exploded because of
That's
that.
very
So
funny.
yeah, Wolf, keep trying. Keep trying. Maybe
I
you'll
told
succeed
him
one
once
day.
upon a time that he could have a conversation with me, and then he got really mad about it, and I was like, I mean, you could just say no.
I
actually
we are
understand
open
what
to
he's saying.
conversations. Like, I am open to conversations also. That's why I put that tweet out about the offer till being available till end of December 2024. We are interested in conversations. What we are not interested in being forced into a box of loyalty where we cannot express if someone is wrong, or we cannot tell you, dude, okay, you're wrong. I'm not gonna participate in this. That's what it is.
Do you think if I click on a random
Data
spot in this video, it's gonna be him yelling?
Probably. Data is clutching onto Eren for a reason. I'm just gonna leave it there. So, yeah.
I'm
And also,
curious.
yeah. I don't take Wolf seriously. He's not worth it. The only thing I will take seriously, the threat that he made, that, about us getting sexually assaulted and trafficked. I will take that seriously.
Oh, and that he was like LARPing, shooting me with a gun. That was pretty.
Yeah. So, I would say to the women around him, when someone tells you who they are who they are. And this is what Wolf is. So good luck with that. Good luck with that.
This is a video. This is a screen. He wrote this and then put it in a video and put some music to it.
Really?
Yeah. See?
Make a community post, you dipshit. Oh my god. Fucking ridiculous. Oh my fucking god.
Hold on, I want to see if it is a community post. No, it's like
not.
a comment or something?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Wait, no, it's a screenshot.
It's the link to that video.
It's a link to the video. What the fuck? Huh? Now I'm confused. Before I wasn't confused. I understood. Now I don't understand. So this was, hold on, when was this? This was 1 day ago. So 1 day ago would have been this stream, I guess? Yeah, number 6, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be this video. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna click to a random spot in the video. We're gonna find out if he's yelling. Alright? Protect your ears.
Okay.
And an addict shaming.
Yeah.
Or like using WeFlip. Here's the thing. Like I said, the theme here, there was never an argument between me and my media to make us become not friends. I blocked his girl that day, and he took it, I guess, the wrong way up the butt. You know, I mean, he's been butthurt.
Right. I mean, like, I would have never thought, like, before Mocking Media, you would never see them make racist comments, like, or addict shame like they do now, or any of those things.
Eh?
Why is Megan here?
Yeah. Well, all she has Wolf. That's it.
Alright, well, he wasn't yelling. That was calm. That was calm. I thought that was calm.
Maybe he was right that it was calmer than
That's
usual
Than normal.
But they say
Yeah.
you're bad, right?
Maybe that's why
And
Megan
Right.
is there to
incite
make
hate
sure
against
that the
them?
guy
No,
doesn't like,
to my knowledge, I don't think you
No.
did. Don't hit her, and I will laugh at it.
Yeah. Yep, they doxed the person's name. This person doesn't give.
Whose name did they dox?
He probably knows what I'm talking about already. Y'all imply.
Huh.
Damn it. I'm apparently Roadhog's only fucking friend.
Oh, brilliant.
You're friends with the Roadhog.
You
Wow.
want a
You're
cookie?
trying to imply
You want a cookie?
I would ever lay hands on a woman. No, dog. Never.
Able to handle
But
him.
my girlfriend would, or my sister would, or one of my cousins would. Female ones will beat the shit out of a bitch because I won't hit them. But if a bitch hit me, they gonna hit her, and I will laugh at it.
Oh, I get
Again,
it.
resorting to
He's
violence,
he's like, I'm a man and I'm better than that, so I would never hit a woman. I would just get other women in my life to do it for me.
and as
Ah.
if he's quite sure that they will do it for him. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. They will tell you to fuck off.
Get listen,
your
like I said,
raggedy ass off their porch.
I
gonna
understand usually. I don't know if I like it, but I usually am able to understand and parse through what Wolf is trying to say. Most of the time, I can figure it out, but it's never anything like useful. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's great. I can understand what he's saying, but it like the conversation doesn't matter. Like there's like so does that still, I guess you could have the conversation of, are you still a good person if you are not hitting somebody yourself but you're soliciting somebody else to do it?
So a typical, mafia boss, right? They don't get their own hands dirty, but they get others to beat up people. So
Right.
are they still a bad person or they're a good person? When you hire someone to harm someone,
Yeah.
right? Are you a
Yeah.
bad person or not? Wolf, I think so. You don't understand the concept of conspiracy and and responsibility and intent.
Well, it's the
So,
third party
I would
harassment
say-
stuff, right? So like if
Exactly.
let's take for example, Veda's not allowed to talk about Katie Joy, right? Let's take that just as an example. Whether or not that's true and whether or not you want to discuss that, fine. We're just hypothetically, if Veda's not allowed to talk about Katie Joy, for example, if Veda asks Nikki to do a video or ask somebody to disseminate this information about Katie Joy on her behalf because she's not allowed to talk about her, Veda would still be responsible for it. Does that make Veda
Yes.
a better person? In Wolf's eyes, the answer is yes, because Veda's not the one doing it. He's soliciting someone else to do it for him. Right? So as long as that solicitation is there, as long as it's one level removed. So let's take, for example, let's put it more in Wolf's realm, right? And let's say that I didn't attack Wolf, but he came near me and I called the police and said there was a black person assaulting me and solicited the police to assault him for me. Am I a good person? Am I a better person because I didn't hit him myself?
Yeah,
No, it would make me equally as
Guys from the law.
racist. It would make me taking it would be me taking advantage of a systematically racist system.
Yeah.
To cause harm to Wolf, and that would be absolutely fucking unacceptable.
Yep.
Right?
Violence is unacceptable. I don't know why Wolf thinks that beating up people should be acceptable. That tells me that Wolf is incapable of having a decent conversation and have decent disagreements with people.
Well,
And
it's
he
this
cannot handle disagreements and rejection. He resorts to violence
Well,
because he
it's-
doesn't have control anymore.
It seems
that,
to be that
and,
he's suggesting that violence is acceptable provided it's gender-based violence. So, like, women on
You know
women is
how hard
fine,
women
men
get
on
hit
men
when
is
they want
fine.
to?
Well, I mean, like, does it makes it okay if a woman's the one doing it, but
Sexist.
not if a man... So, what if a woman hits a man? Is that also not okay? Does she need to solicit another man to do it for her?
Smack the
Or...
living shit out of this bitch.
Or would Wolf
saw him across the
say,
street.
what I suspect Wolf would say is she should solicit another man to, or should solicit a different man to do it for her because she's gonna swing like a girl.
Maybe, I guess.
That is a problem. By the way, can I point out that that is a really big gendered language issue, is saying you do something like a girl as a fucking insult. Can we stop that? Especially since girls are usually better and stronger at sports than men earlier in development. So swinging like a girl should be the opposite. It's just like saying, what's the male equivalent? What's the male equivalent to bimbo? There isn't one. The closest one is himbo, and himbo is generally viewed in a positive light, not a negative one. There's way too much, like, just these subtle on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. It's really bad. Yeah. Really bad.
I'm just saying, Wolf has never developed the skills to have healthy disagreements with people. Mm-hmm. He resorts to the concepts of loyalty because he doesn't understand his own moral ethics and integrity.
Ride or die.
And he thinks, yeah, I doubt at this point that he has any personal moral ethics or integrity. And when he sees things go out of his control, when his bullying is not working, he resorts to violent threats.
That's
an abuser for you.
I would have one poignant question for Wolf and anybody who kind of seems to fall into this paradox of loyalty is, what methodology do you use to decide who you're going to ride or die for? Because you have to make that decision first, right? You have to decide who you're loyal to. How do you decide who you're going to be loyal to before you become like this ride or die? Like, what's the level of what's the progression there? Because you don't just ride or die somebody you just meet, right? Like, you have, is it time? Is time a factor? Is their behavior or their behavior of inconsistency a factor? Is, like, their gender a factor, maybe? I don't know. Like, I'd be curious. This is the kind of, if Wolf did a video describing just his own experience and how he makes a decision about who he's going to ride or die for, I would watch that. That would be very interesting to me. Tell
me what your personal ethics are.
Tell me about you, right?
Yeah, your standards of morality. Tell me.
I'm only loyal to queer people. Hey, like, maybe a sexual orientation is, or like even a vibe. Like, I'll only be loyal to people who have this specific kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great.
Certainly would like to be friends with people who are not threatening me with violence, I guess. That would be a start, isn't it?
No, I know you're kidding. I know you're joking. Alright, well, this has been fun. I don't have anything else. I'll put the snails back up. I like the snails.
Yes, please put the snails back up.
More snails.
They're adorable.
Look at them.
Adorable.
They have...
Where? I can't see them. I can't see them. Hey! We've got matching color schemes. Look, orangey, orange. Nom 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 nom.
All right, we're gonna
they finish their piles, and then they go for it.
Thanks so much for joining us today. This has been Dumb Fact Friday. We're gonna get the hell out of here. I'll be doing some more art later. It is the Lexington later tonight, so join us for that. Over on Top Hats Off. That's gonna be hella fun. Manya, you're gonna be around in the Discord sometimes?
Yeah, I'll be in the Discord. Yeah.
Alright, join us for Mert Mart. Those videos are coming out this weekend, and we'll see you next time. Say bye, Manya.
Bye! Oh my god.
I'm just playing it. I just think it's neat. Okay, I
can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Dumb Fact Friday.
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 It's going to be fun.